What is going on, everybody? I hope and pray that you are doing just incredibly well. Today, on this video, I want to discuss one of my absolute favorite real estate investing strategies on the planet, how to offer it, and kind of get a better understanding if you're new to it. So, if you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about sub twos, purchasing properties subject to the existing mortgage. Okay. Before I dive into content, hit the like button. Please subscribe. The channel is growing. I'm excited about that. My goal is to give and provide as much information as I possibly can. No fluff, no thrills, just actual content that you can take, use, and leverage to transform your life and kickstart your real estate investing journey. So please share the message. Also, there'll be a link in the description for my up and coming masterclass, a live 3-day event, deep dive into real estate investing, where we go over wholesaling, flips, rentals, numbers, case studies, all of that good stuff. So click on that link below. It'll be in the description. But let's get into it. So, what is sub two? Sub two is purchasing a property subject to the existing mortgage. Okay. I need you to know that this is not a loan assumption. Okay. A sub two and a loan assumption are two different strategies. Okay. Two completely different things. So I need you to know this. That's the first thing. And what happens when you go and close on a sub two, the current loan stays in place. So whatever that loan is, whatever that seller or that property owner agreed to or negotiated when they bought the house, that loan stays in place. So if they negotiated a 30-year loan, 3% interest rate, whatever it may be, all of that stuff stays in place. Then you come in wherever they are in the midst of that loan, begin to take over those payments. Okay. You own the house. Put in the comments below. People get confused this. Say, I own the house. Comment below, I own the house. Right. So what happens is when that house gets deeded over to you, you go to closing with the title attorney, title company. None of that stuff changes, right? The only thing that changes is that the loan is not getting paid off. So, what we do in these cases, we get information release form, and then we also get a power of attorney over that property. So, what this allows us to do is that when we close on that property, we send in that information release form, we send in that POA, so that way we can call and have access to the account to make payments on the seller's behalf, all of that good stuff. Okay. This is an amazing, amazing strategy that you can use for just about any exit strategy. So you can wholesale these. You can fixing them. You can use them for fix and flips. I personally love them for rentals. I try to accumulate as many of my rentals through this one method. Imagine going and getting a rental where you don't have to qualify for the mortgage. There's a long-term 30-year loan in place, and there's like no credit checks, no pre-approvals, none of that. It's already in place. This is one of my favorite strategies just to do this with. So many people, even I coach the BRRRR strategy. I love it. But when it comes to refinancing, what if you could cut that step out completely and then just do sub twos? All right. It's an incredible. You can get newer houses. Most of these are already ready to go, livable, and they don't take much in repair. So it's a great strategy for you to start playing with. So now that we know that the loan doesn't get paid off, we know that we own the property, right? And we can do whatever we like with it. When do you offer a sub two? I think this is just equally as important. I think it's good to know that just because a seller is willing to do a sub two does not mean that you should do the sub two. I just want to throw that out there for a side note, because I've had sellers that said, oh yeah, I would love for you to take over the payments, right? But then they're behind in their payments 8 months and their mortgage is, $2,800 a month. And so there's a reinstatement on that property of, 40, $50,000. Well, you would have to bring that 30, 40, $50,000 to the closing table to bring that loan back current, right? That's probably not a deal that you want to do, okay, for a sub two. So just know that as well. Just because they're willing to do it doesn't mean that you should do it, all right? Now, back to my point, I'm sorry. When we offer it. So for me, I always, always, always start with my cash offer. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I offer 70% of the ARV minus repairs. That is my golden formula offer that I use. When I make that offer, let's say that offer is $100,000 and that seller comes back and says, hey, Clifford, that doesn't work for me because, I owe $100,000 on the mortgage, or sometimes even more. What if I owe $105,000, $110,000? Well, now that I know my cash offer doesn't work, I ask the seller, well, hey, in some cases, we have been able to take over the payments. Is that something that you're open to? Right. And then we go down that discussion of the pros and cons and what that looks like to do a sub two. I like to break it down for them thoroughly so they know that that loan does not get paid off, that it stays in their name. Okay. So this is an amazing strategy for you to have and keep in your tool bag. I tell a lot of new investors when they're getting started, yes, I love wholesaling. Yes, I love my cash offer. But imagine building a house with just a hammer, right? You can only do so much. You can only do so much. But when you have multiple tools, multiple strategies, whether that's sub two or novation or wholesaling, cash offers, we can make the best offer for every different seller, every different situation, and thus makes us more competitive and basically better and well-rounded at what we do. So don't be scared to go out there and start making these sub two offers. Let me know if this was valuable and what questions you have.